Were we excluded because we were different, or are we different because we were excluded? Is my walk way too masculine? Am I drawing my words way too further than the accepted heterosexual scale? Should I match my nail paint to my tie or drop the idea altogether? Well, punctuations are added to pose a reminder of our perpetual inclusion, which is supposed to be waved at our faces every time we question them about their existence. We are hiding inside ourselves, running away from the world while putting on a mask just to fit in. But they still see us. I wonder how. Many people, gender, culture, or belief doesn't permit them to flip their visibility on and off like a light switch. Some identity tags always invite judgments. For them, every day is a struggle, with the most significant victory being the chance to keep struggling. So today, as a queer individual, if someone doesn't choose to wear their pride because they're worried about what others will think, they cannot boldly call themselves as an ally in their fight for non-discrimination. Let me tell you, it is much easier to hide, to shrink into the metaphorical closet. But now, more than ever, we need to be visible and be proud of our identity. Because if those who seek to silence our voices succeed, we cannot continue the journey we have come to take for granted. Hello everyone, this is Siddhant from the Literary Society BIT Mesra.
And hello everyone, I am Mohit Raj from Literary Society BIT Mesra. Today we have with us Rachita Biswas, founder of Popbaani and also a proud BIT alumni, to share with us her journey. Popbaani is a well-known startup which which opens up a portal of art lovers and often connects people with various art forms.
And speaking of Rachita Di, indeed the words fall short to describe the majestic grandeur and the simplicity of her. Just like the butterfly who flutters its wings gracefully to a queen bee who rules and takes care of her hive, Rachita Di is all that person can think to be. From being a software developer to being a remarkable entrepreneur, to being a teacher, to being the loveliest human being, she is all things sweet and saccharine. When I first met Rachita Di in the flesh, I found myself in her tight, warm hug. And she just knows how to brighten up your day. Well, I can go on and on, but I will stop. But because we have a whole podcast ahead of us, so with all her various beautiful colors, today we have the Queen herself here as the flag bearer of the rainbow itself. Welcome, Rachita Di.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, this is Rachita Biswas, K17, not very old, but I don't think I deserve all that love, but it's okay, thank you. Thank you.
You deserve so much, my God. Okay, so without further ado, we will start off with our podcast. So my first question is, your startup is quite famous in BIT. So tell us about your journey of how Popbaani escalated from ideation to execution.
It's a very simple story. I need to tell the story to a few select people when I was recently in BIT Mesra. I am a coffee fanatic, okay? Like, see, even now I'm holding this huge cup of coffee. So when I started college, when I was in my second year, I developed this habit of buying Americano, the black coffee. And it used to cost 15 rupees. And at that time, I was not earning, right? Because I'm newly into college. And it was very funny. I realized, wait, so 15 times 30, 450 rupees. I am buying 450 rupees worth coffee every month. And all of this is using Papa ka money. And it's like, damn, bro, this is not fair. This is not done. This is not correct. And so I, went back to my basics. I'm like, क्या क्या आता है? कैसे पैसा कमाया जाए? And then I was like, oh, I can draw. So I started making bookmarks and selling them to a small community. And I had formed some connections. I used to sell my bookmarks to them, and then that's the beginning. And I can go on. I remember every milestone exactly. Like I remember every milestone. But then that was the ideation, and today we are there are 120 people working together. There are around 30 paid interns. There are some ghost interns. We have a GST number. We have a physical office in New Delhi. I don't know. It's still surreal to me. So this is what it is. Yeah.
That's nice. Matlab, isn't it miraculous कि sometimes
Exactly.
a coffee can,
Change your life.
a simple coffee can change your life.
But yeah,
And
dude.
as simple as bookmarks, right?
I am very
Matlab,
loyal to bookmarks, even now.
Nice. I remember, I was actually struggling to get some awesome bookmarks कि यार किधर मिलेगा मेरे को जो बताए कि यार मतलब whenever I open a book and जब हम लास्ट पेज पे अपना लास्ट रेड पेज पे जाएंगे तो हमको बताए कि यार हाँ तुम इस चीज को सोच रहे थे वेरी पर्सनलाइज्ड चीजें होती हैं तो बुकमार्क्स are a very special thing to me personally.
Like anyone who would read books would understand. Bookmarks are very special.
Indeed.
Yeah. I was just saying कि actual startup को up and running करना ये सुनने में कभी कभी बहुत अच्छा लग सकता है लेकिन बहुत hard होता है. The entrepreneurship path. Being myself a very avid reader of this area, I can only sense ki how hard it must have been, right? So, would you like to share some anecdotes or some things on your professional life?
Honestly, I can, go on a rant and complain कि ये problem होता है, वो problem होता है. There are a lot of problems. I'll not lie. There are a lot of problems, and the problems increased when I came back home during the pandemic, because suddenly, my parents also realized कि she's just not studying. She also is running something by the side, And I can go on and say, there are a lot of problems. You need to deal with amazing people, but you also get to deal with really shitty people. Like the word shitty is also not correct for them. But then, you get to learn a lot. I'll make it a positive way. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but then I like doing this hard work. That is why I'm doing it.
Right.
Okay. And there are many nights where I haven't slept and I've got scolded like tu soti kyun nahi hai? Like I have a problem with sleep, like soti kyun nahi? I'm like, I have work, I have to finish something because this matters to me a lot. So again, if it matters to you, you will work for it, and the work will not seem like work, it will seem like play.
Exactly.
Right. अच्छा आप ये बताओ दी लाइक आपने जैसा अभी बताया कि you also have to deal with a lot of shitty people, right? So not only in your professional life, but have you ever met someone in your personal life या फिर आपके इस जर्नी में was there a point where society caged you in some way and you have to hide your true identity of who you are?
Yeah, there
And
have
if
been
so-
times. Yeah, there have been times. I can actually narrate a story. It's not about my queerness, it's about my startup thing. But somehow that experience gave me the strength to come out. Okay. So it's a very short story. It was during our, what is it called? The placement era. Okay. And in your placement, in your resume, you are given a short area where you can talk about your other interests, right? So I had written about Popbaani because I was really proud of it. I still call it my baby. It's my baby, and I had written
Right.
about it. And thankfully, I had gone like the preliminary round, the next round. I had succeeded in going all the way till the top round, and the CEO of the company took my interview. Okay. Now, when I was preparing for the interview, I realized this company is also like my company. Okay, like Popbaani.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
The only difference was the product. They were selling consultancy services. They were selling some services, some ML algorithms. They were selling, and I was selling art. But everything was similar. Okay. So I was preparing for it, and then the CEO he started an interview, and he's like, "You have written about Popbaani. What is it about?" So I told him, because you need to understand, I was a young kid. I was a kid then, right? Fourth year, nothing the child knows. So I told ki, like, this is what we do. This is what I do. And he's like, so you're basically joining my company to learn trade secrets?
What? I mean,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
people.
Now, I love telling this story, because after that day, and the moment he said it, I understood I'll not get the job. Okay. It doesn't even have to make sense. I like, no, that's not the. I didn't even answer. I was like, dude, how did you come up with the idea? I'm a 20. How old was I? 21 or 22? I was like, I'm a 21-year-old. I have some friends working for me. We sell art, and you are like this, like you are selling products to people in America or Dubai, and you're saying I am coming to learn your trade secrets. The thing was, from that particular situation, there could have been two lessons. One lesson was, this man is shitty, let's go and on Glassdoor, let's hate on this person. And the second lesson was, I am something different. I managed to intimidate a 40-year-old. He had started his company
Nice.
at 35, okay, because he had gained experience, and he had started his company, and I was a 21-year-old, and he was scared of me. She'll come and she'll learn and she'll grow. I took the second lesson. I took the latter lesson, and I was like, dude, now I have to do something with this. I have to work hard on this. And so I talked to people, made some things happen, and we got registered. We got registered ourselves as a company. So, yes, this was a kind of gauging, right? That you are coming to work for us as a corporate employee, you need to work as a corporate employee. You can't do stuff like this. And the moment I realized I don't need to work according to this man, I can work on my
Right.
own. And that is where I think I got the the boost. It's finally time to accept my truth, that this is who I am. So, and I was like, professionally, if I can accept it, why not personally as well?
Right.
People knew about my sexuality before I came out publicly. They knew about it, some close friends. But when I saw, like, no, I have to come out as a person. So yeah.
To add one more thing, मतलब a
हाँ.
little question कि जैसे दी आपने बताया कि you were caged somehow professionally, right? This was one instance.
Yeah.
तो कभी आपके personal experiences भी ऐसे रहे हैं कि you are put into some situations or some instances जहाँ पे you had to hide, मतलब this is think of this question more like a security question. You have to hide that you belong to a queer community.
Oh, okay.
So that you're getting my point, right? You had to hide what
I get
you
it.
are
Yeah.
just to remain safe.
Actually, as a society, we are moving towards a better future where queerness is being accepted, right? You will agree on that. We are moving towards. So I have been very lucky that I haven't had such a situation where I had to hide my queerness because I was scared of my safety. Thankfully, I've never had to have that. But the moment I came out and I started dating, and talking to friends of mine, there have been times where I have not mentioned my queerness because I thought I would lose my friend. So it's not security, it's like mental security. If I tell this person, they'll probably walk out of my life. So yeah, security wise, I've been lucky enough to not face a situation like that.
या मतलब काफी सारे न्यूज़ वगैरह आते हैं जहाँ पे people had to hide and often they are abused either sexually or physically or mentally. Yeah, it it feels somewhat relieving कि we are marching towards the positive end, but still we have a long way to go.
We have a long way to go. I'll come to that. A lot of stuff happened after I came out.
Oh.
Lot of stuff happened. Like, yeah, ask me a question, then probably I'll, mix and match and tell the answer.
So, Dee, before we delve deep into your life story, the first thing and the most intriguing thing that I want to know about is your coming out story. So, what was your coming out story? And tell us how your path from self-realization to self-acceptance has been.
It's very, I can make it sound very pitiful and all, but it's a very long story actually. It started from standard 6th grade. Okay, very. So I realized there's something.
It started from
6th grade.
Yeah. And you came out now.
Yeah.
Damn, this is very long duration, right?
Yeah,
मतलब इतने में दुनिया change हो जाती है, generations change हो जाते हैं.
There are a number of reasons for this, and I think lack of education is the prior. Like nowadays, kids get illustrations होते हैं ना बच्चों के copy में. What is a family? Nowadays, kids get girl. You have 2 moms, you have 2 dads, and all of us, like this particular generation, we still got that hetero idea, right? Mom, dad, child, right? So also I grew up in not in a homophobic society, but in a very hetero first society, right? Again, when I was in 6th grade, I don't know, 2008 or 2010, very long ago, right? We were not even internet was not a huge thing as well. But I knew there was something wrong with me. I used to think that there is something wrong with me because, dude, you're a girl, you're supposed to like boys. Right? But then I'm also having attraction for girls. Right? And I was like, let's tone it down. Let's not think about it. Okay. Now here, I think my parents come in as a huge help because they had enrolled me in a lot of, creative outlets. So I used to go to dancing class, singing class, art class, and all that. And, once you enter into that area, the dancing area or the art area, you realize that gender does not matter. I had to study about, like when I was learning art, I had to study about how the male anatomy, is drawn. And then one of my professors is drawing 2 males together. Okay. Now for a split second, it might sound very weird. But if you are a person who is very confused and you see, 2 men can be drawn together, 2 men can hold hands, you get a sense of relief. Similarly, in dance, you are not taught if you're a girl or you're a boy, right? You just, like, I learned Bharatnatyam, and Bharatnatyam is usually done for devotion to God, okay? The gender was never mentioned. It was always you as a devotee, a devotee is offering prayers. And thankfully, we had some male students as well. And both of us are swaying our hips, both of us are dancing. So I did not think of myself very weirdly when I went into those creative liberated spaces. So even if I felt, something is wrong with me, I could use that as a creative outlet. And this continued till standard 10, because I used to go to classes and all. Standard 11, 12, I was like, dude, there's something really wrong with me. Like, I'm seeing girls, I can't stop seeing girls. But then I cannot also stop seeing boys. I'm like, what is wrong with me? And once again, JEE dena hai, matlab college jana hai. So like, let's shove it down. Let's be quiet. And then in college, when you have free access to internet throughout the day because you don't have parental uh, stopping. And then thankfully, I've been very lucky. I met a friend who was openly bisexual at that time. Okay. And
In class 10th?
No, in college, in first year of
Okay.
college. And I was like, okay, so what is bisexuality? What is being open about? Like, why does she need to be open? So I did some of my studying on my own, and then one day I asked her, dude, how did you know that you were bisexual? And we were drinking and we were talking about all this, okay? And she explained as to, this is how I came out. Like, not I felt this is what is wrong with me, but then I realized it's not wrong. This is normal. You can be attracted to both sexes. And then I was like, okay, so this is possible. I talked to two more of my friends and they were like, yeah, it's normal. Haven't you seen people? And again, I need to add, it was free access to internet through which I could, educate myself. Then I got to know there's something called bisexuality exists. There is something called LGBTQI. Today it's QIA. Then it was LGBTQ community. And then, so, it was a gradual process of educating yourself and moving about. And then I started dating a human. And he gave me the courage to like accept your sexuality. What the fuck is wrong with you? Accept your sexuality. And then we broke up. And when I broke up, then I was like, I need to accept my truth, and I came out. So
Nice. So major changes happens after breakup. I get it.
Not only that, we broke up 3 months before Pride Month, and it was Pride Month, and I was like, yeah, let's announce. My sister was like, why do you feel the need to announce? I was like, I don't know. I feel the need to announce. Listen, I'm gay. And that's it. It's a gradual process. It's a gradual process.
Often भी जैसे अभी आपने बताया कि you had this some of the people who somehow educated you about this is the thing. फिर कभी ऐसा हुआ था क्या कि you had some people around you, or probably in fiction or some stories, whom you did look up to and somehow they motivated you, like वो एक होता है ना, like role model.
Please talk about your gay awakening.
Yeah, I got it. So I mentioned, I was a dancer, I was an artist, I know how to sing, I've been classically trained. So when you start listening to English songs, you realize there are songs about sex. You realize there are songs by people who are openly gay. Right. And then you hold on to these 5-6 idols who are open. And you madly follow them because they give you a glimpse into this kind of life. So there are many idols like that for me. Come on, Madonna. She's the queer icon for the world. I personally love 𝒕𝒓𝒅 a lot. Now, this is where, I'll still bring it back to lack of education. He is an Australian who's like maybe 1 or 2 years elder to me, but he accepted, like he was happy with his sexuality by the time he was 14 or 15. Like he came out and told his people around him that, see, I am not attracted to girls, right? I correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't remember, but at that time I was obsessed. So yeah, a lack of education, and so 𝒕𝒓𝒅, Madonna, and Queer Eye, the show.
Yeah, the show is magnificent.
I was like, these men are gay and they're going around doing gay things. How is that possible? Why aren't they being, scolded or doing something is happening to them? So it was a lot of idols who did it for me, and they made for me to be comfortable. Like, for example, I used to talk a lot about, this person is gay, and he wears such fabulous dresses and all, and one of my friends was, don't you think you're very attracted to gay people? Like, are you okay? I was like, why can't you be attracted to him? She's like, no, there's something wrong with you, and that is why you're being attracted to such energy. So I was like, wait, is that okay to say? I can be straight, I can still love Queer Eye, right? Look at it. Look at Taylor Swift. She's straight. Like, she's the definition of straight, I guess. No shade. she's the definition of straight, but she's still like, what's that song? The Butterfly Wala, where there were all the queer icons.
We Need to Calm Down.
We Need to Calm Down. Just look at that song. It's just full of queer icons. And all of them are icons.
Agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
So, first of all, again, why does society hold this view that you can be you can be interested in the queer community only if you are a queer? Doesn't make sense. And Instagram helped me a lot. If you scroll through Instagram, you get, okay, this is a gay chef, this is a gay couple, this is a lesbian couple, they're doing stuff. So they're doing stuff in the sense they're openly out and they are owning their sexuality. There are many people who, like, there is a list I can go on, but I think it started with Queer Eye and 𝒕𝒓𝒅. I was like, oh, you can be gay and you can make music,
Nice.
Yeah.
That mostly artists of any kind helped you. And today also you own a startup who also in a way indulged in art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I remember last year during Pride Month, I was like, guys, we need to celebrate Pride Month. We need to make artworks for Pride Month. You make for red, you need for... And one of the artists was like, why are you so concerned? So I was like, number one, you don't need to be concerned, even if you don't belong to the queer community. But right now, I do belong to the queer community. It matters to me.
Okay.
So my next question is, in a typical Indian family, it is usually seen that parents find it difficult to imagine a future for their children in a profession other than engineering or medical. So just imagine if a child comes out as a queer to their family. So it could be possible that the repercussions are catastrophic. So how was your family's reaction towards your coming out?
Dude, my family is amazing.
Okay.
Very lucky, but my family is amazing, because the moment I told my parents, I was like, it's, you have heard the term soft launch, right?
Yes.
So I soft launched the idea, not me, but just the idea. A person can be this, and my mother gave me an answer which I'll never forget. Like, I'll continue saying this. She was like, say you are dating a girl. Cool, yeah. And both of you are out on a date. Okay. Say someone has bad intentions, right? They will not know that you are lovers or sisters or friends. They will just see two girls. I am concerned about that. I'm not concerned about
more on
anything
like
else.
safety
Exactly.
aspect of things.
Exactly. She also mentioned that say after 10 years, when everything is normal, when anyone can love anyone, then probably it's not a matter of concern. But right now, I am not scared as to who your partner is. I am more scared about, are you safe? And once
That
again,
is a genuine concern, right?
exactly. And don't you think again it boils down to how less we know about this community, how less we know about, this entire world as, from the perspective of a queer person.
Right.
So it was not catastrophic. It was pretty good. My
And
sister
in a
is
way
also,
thought-provoking.
yeah,
right?
exactly. And my sister is also a member of the queer community. I can't out her because she's not out.
Okay.
No, she's out, but she's like, I don't feel the need to be out. She's like that. So yeah, so
मतलब कोई आके पूछेगा तो बता
yeah,
देंगे, लेकिन हम
exactly.
सामने से नहीं बताएंगे.
हाँ, क्यों बताना है? I actually have some thoughts on this as well. I don't know if you have a question on this. Can I go on now only?
Yeah, Di, sure, continue.
So the thing is, the moment okay, my Instagram is deactivated right now, but in my coming out post I had written, I am announcing it to the world that I am bisexual. But after reading this post, do 3 things. Number 1, don't ask me if I have changed. Number 2, don't ask me about my experiences with the same gender. And number 3, don't DM me if you just want to know about that. Queerness is not my personality. It is a part of my personality.
It doesn't define you as whole, right? It is a part of you.
Exactly. Today I am sitting in front of you as a human being. My name comes first. It's not bisexual Rachita Biswas. It's simple Rachita Biswas. If you come up to me and then you ask, then probably I'll say, yeah, I'm attracted to both sexes. That's it. But I'm not showcasing it. Right? Like I recently had the experience of doing a drinking game with a group of people, and in that there is a card. There are cards, right? You pick up, and if you've done it, you take a swig, something like that. And one of the questions was, take a swig if you are attracted to the opposite gender. Why is that question there?
Like,
why is that question
Right.
there? I was the only queer in the entire group. I was like, I am a bisexual. This question will never make sense to me, because whatever you do, I will be attracted. So, number 1, why is this question a part of that group? That means as a society, we are homophobic.
Exactly.
Number 2, the moment, yeah, exactly. The moment you see, okay, this is something different about her, you make the difference. The person becomes that difference. No, I am not just my queerness. I am a person. Like, if I am dating a boy, I can have a good relationship, but the extra. Which guy wouldn't like to discuss? Oh, dude, देखी उसको देखी. This is just a plus point. But then if you're texting me, I had this experience where I was like full on flirting with a guy, and then suddenly he's like, if you don't mind, how was it when you kissed a girl? And this is just 2 days into talking.
I think कहीं ना कहीं मतलब लोगों को वो एक सेंस ऑफ एम्पैथी रहती है ना, वो नहीं है।
नहीं
एंड नहीं, कहीं ना कहीं ये चीज अवेयरनेस पर भी और एजुकेशन पर भी डिपेंड करता है।
दैट इज व्हाट
People are quite ignorant.
या फिर और भी कुछ तो रीजंस हो सकते होंगे कि यार like someone charges at you with their questions. Sometimes लोगों के ये जो ये क्यूरियोसिटी रहती होगी वो जेन्युइन रहती होगी कि हाउ वाज इट लाइक, लेकिन कुछ लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता होगा कि हाउ दे शुड.
Okay, if you are genuinely concerned about this experience, that means you are queer अंदर से, and you're just looking for tell signs कि अच्छा ये होता है, इसका मतलब मैं queer हूँ, ठीक है? If you are if you are a straight person, you'll never ask about it. People who are concerned about their sexuality will only ask about this. That has been my experience until now. It has always been my experience. Anyone who has asked me about my experience with the same gender is usually confused about their own sexuality, and that is why they came up to me and asked. Trust me, I was in a classroom with how many people? 65 people, okay, in college. 25 people came up to me and asked me about, hey dude, can you tell me about sexuality? Can you tell me about the different sexes, like different genders? Number one, why are you asking? Can come up to me. But what did I do? Oh man, this person is confused. Let me give all the possible resources so that they understand कि this is what is wrong with me. Not wrong with me, this is who I am. If you're
this is what different in a
way. Exactly. If you're a pervert, you'll simply ask because you want to get turned on. I have met girl pervs as well. Girl pervs as well. But then again, there is so little knowledge about this community. There is so little education. Kids are not being taught. I teach kids art, okay? And then one day I was like, I was drawing two girls kissing each other, okay? And she's like, Didi, ye kya hai? Like, these are two girls, they're kissing each other. ऐसा allowed नहीं है. बोला ऐसा कौन बोला आपको? नहीं, allowed नहीं है. बोले कि नहीं, allowed है. ओह, मतलब लड़की भी एक दूसरे को प्यार कर सकती है ना? हाँ. तो लड़का ना? हाँ. ओह, वो लोग शादी भी कर सकते हैं ना? हाँ. And then since it was, see, she's a 7 or 8 year old, very impressionable. Whatever you teach them, they will absorb it. I showed them people who have same-sex couples, but they have children. Like, see, देखो इन लोग दोनों, they love each other, they have a kid. ये भी allowed है. मेरे को तो कोई बताया ही नहीं. And then, exactly. And then I had painted that rainbow thing, no?
Yes.
And they were like, दीदी हमने देखा. हम बोले और photos देखोगे? तो I showed them some more pictures. They like, हम लोग को भी बना दो ना, हम लोग को भी बना दो ना. It's that simple. It's that simple.
When the clay is still somewhat wet, या फिर मतलब वो smooth रहता है, तब उसको carve कर सकते हैं, तब उसको shape कर सकते हैं.
Because at the back of my mind, my story comes up to me कि यार, when I was in 6th, just if I had known the word, if I had seen people, I would not have been confused. I would not have thought कि I am wrong. I would not have thought कि मेरे में गलती है. मेरे में गलती नहीं थी. Society में representation नहीं था.
Exactly. I have this follow-up question. Usually we don't see that a straight person is coming out to their family or peers as a straight person. But do you think that as a queer individual or as a queer person, is it really important for that person to come out to their immediate family or friends? What is your take on it?
Honestly, it's not required. Okay? Honestly, it's not required because I can love whoever I want. It's my life. Okay? But why do we feel the need to come out is because as a society, we are still grasping with the fact that, oh, you can be attracted to more than one gender. Right? The thing is, it has become taken for granted that if you're a girl, you like a boy. If you're a boy, you like a girl. Right? But just imagine for a split second that you are in a society where you don't have to think about it. Then you will not have to come out. Makes sense, no?
Right.
So you don't need to come out. But currently we are coming out because the society still does not accept people who are different. तब तो I can say this much also na कि I am a software developer, but I also am an entrepreneur. Why do I need to mention it? At the end of the day, what matters is मेरे पेट में खाना है, मेरे सर पे छत है, मेरे बॉडी पे कपड़ा है. Why do I need to mention what is my profession? Because in our society, what we do is also a part of our personality. Similarly, being queer, coming out as queer is a part of our personality. That is why we need to
beautifully you put it.
Beautifully summed up. My next question is, after family, one's career is one of the most important aspects of their life. So what are the challenges you encountered in your professional life? And how did you tackle those challenges?
As a queer person?
As a queer person, yes.
Companies love queer people.
We just see the logos of companies.
Companies love queer people. When you apply for a job, recently they started asking, what is your gender? And then what is your sexuality? Okay? जिस company में they have asked me about my sexuality, उधर ही से मेरे को second round के लिए interview मिला है.
That's nice. Is it because of representation?
Yes.
Like, somehow cards played in your favor. That's nice. Acha Di, have you ever been to any pride parade? Like, there are, जब आपने come out करा, उसके बाद से 2 pride parades हुए होंगे, 2 साल हो गया होगा, right? Oh, have you ever been in?
No, I sadly haven't been able to, because I'm a very busy person, so so it takes a lot of time. I do want to attend, of course, but then how should I place this? I am a very extroverted person, right? So I feel wherever I go, I can create a pride parade or something.
That's nice. You would lead, throw me at the wolves, and I would return leading the pack.
So, oh, that was nice. But yeah, I haven't had the the opportunity, but then it's fine, man. I am a part of a really beautiful community. मेरे को चाहिए ही नहीं.
That's nice. Even if you don't really have time, कभी आपको लगता नहीं कि यार the videos out there on YouTube from India and from outside India as well, यार हमको भी जाना चाहिए. I have to celebrate it with people who are like me. I mean,
Okay, so this is a very different question for me because I have a community of my own. I am lucky enough to have a community of my own, right? I can celebrate Pride with them. And that is what I have been doing. I can celebrate Pride with them. The result of this is many people have come up to me personally and they're like, I am confused. Please help me out. Yes, I do feel ki maza aata, if I get to, celebrate it with people. But then I also have a community. See, this is my personal preference कि I want to educate the people around me first, and then I'll move, celebrate it with people who already know. Also, dating apps.
That's
true.
So you can always celebrate, pride with someone you love a little specially in your own kind of way.
I actually had prepared one question, मतलब जिसमें मैं पूछ रहा था आपसे कि what does pride mean to you?
That is
You
follow-up
already
question. I
answered.
will ask it. Don't ask. Mohammed.
Okay.
That's my idea.
Memory
So
से erase
my
कर
next
दिया
question
मैंने.
is, yeah. So my next question is, sometimes we often find ourselves in situations where we are uncomfortable to express our identity as a queer individual. So have you ever had such moments, and how did you handle such situations?
See, once again, I am so happy with the person I am currently. I cannot say what will happen in the future, because I'll be very honest, I was not in a very happy place when I was not out and about. Because at the end of the day, I knew I am hiding something. I had people who I had really strong crushes on, but I couldn't express myself because I was not out. It was wrong. Intrinsically, I'm like, Rachita, you are wrong. I did not like the person I was. I was hiding something, right? Once I came out, I completely gave up on hiding. I completely think मैं हूँ ऐसी, लेना है तो ले, नहीं लेना है तो भाग.
निकल.
एकदम. So the moment I started doing that, my life became better. I got to meet people who are better human beings. Okay, like more empathetic human beings. I got to meet people, and so once I was out publicly, I have never had to hide myself. I have never had to hide myself. Once again, because I am so happy. I am like this. Take me for who I am. And if you are, and once again, we are moving towards such a society where, come on, you're having this conversation with me in BIT Mesra, Karachi का एक छोटा सा college है. You are talking about queer. मतलब as a society, we are moving काफी आगे. So I don't feel the need to hide myself, number one, and I don't have to hide myself. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you compare yourself today, like we juxtapose your past self and what you have become now. So what advice you would like to give to your past self?
This is a very personal question. This is because every 3 months, I write a letter to my younger self. Okay.
Wow.
That's nice.
I do this shit. I'm obsessed with myself.
Actually, I would like to add one thing here. मतलब मैं अपने birthdays पर क्या करता हूँ? I write one letter to my future self. नहीं, not past self.
I do that.
I do that too. Like I write, journals and try to take lessons from that. Sometimes I just cringe. Like, my God.
How the fuck did you say that?
Yeah, exactly. How could I say that? I could have come up with a better comeback.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, that kind of
on birthdays, I'll write a letter to my future self, and on every 3 months or 4 months, I'll write a letter to my younger self. Okay, and oh my God, I want to cry, but no. But the thing is, okay, so I've been maintaining a diary since 6th grade. Okay.
Okay.
मतलब it was your dear friend diary. मतलब
it was because of 2 reasons. Like today is Anne Frank's birthday also, right? And yeah, and in the morning only I went into a relapse. I read her diary and then I decided I need to maintain a journal because because she saw her life through her own eyes. She did not know what would happen to, she has become a legacy today, right? So I was like, maybe, all of these journals will add up to something someday. We never know. A book might come out. You never know. So
Okay.
so I was thinking about it, and every time I write to my younger self, it's always like, don't hide yourself. Don't think anything's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You're perfectly fine. Just try to accept your truth. And this goes both professionally, not professionally. This goes not only for my queerness, it goes also for my, personal self. Because, see, if you are a 8-year-old or a 10-year-old who is having really, really strong feelings for a girl, and you have never been taught to love a girl. You see, again, you are never taught to love someone. I come from a very not a conservative, I come from a Bengali family, okay? So Bengali families have their own conservations. They are like, नहीं मैं तुमको dance भी सिखाऊंगा, गाना भी सिखाऊंगा, but then तुमको पढ़ाई भी करना है, and you cannot think about dating for at least till 12th grade, right? So as a person, you were never taught about how to love a person, right? But if I had seen a little bit of representation, maybe it would have been easier for me to come out. Maybe I would have entered college as a bisexual. Maybe it wouldn't have taken me how many years? Some 10-12 years. It would have taken some less time. So just one thing, jo bhi hai, accept it and move on. This goes for dating also. पसंद आ रहा है, पसंद करो, आगे बढ़ो.
Quite progressive. Acha Di, yeah. As we all know that the month of June is dedicated to the people who are often excluded from the narrative visibility. It gives them a chance to express their beauty and who they are and be comfortable under their skin. So this Pride Month, what would you like to say to all the queers out there who came out of the shackles and who are still closeted?
See, so as a person who is out, who have accepted their truth, please educate people. Please tell them what helped you realize what makes you different. Why is pride so important? How did the flags come off? Why are the colors important? Why do you need to celebrate these people? Just educate them. Because the more you educate people, the more chances of people finding their truths is visible. And I'll be very honest, in the queer community as well, we also are internally struggling with our inbuilt hetero problems. Like for example, if I fought with a person and उन लोग मेरे को बोला कि लड़की जैसा behave करो, this is a completely different topic of how a girl should behave or how a boy should behave. That's completely fine, but there are many instances which are inbuilt because you have been brought up in a hetero society. Tell the people ki it's fine if you break those as well. Educate, make people aware. And like again, I think I told Mohit over call also, thank you very much for doing this interview, doing this podcast, telling people, see, I'm not bringing a fancy person from Mumbai or Delhi where people are more woke. This girl, she's from Jharkhand. She understood what is bisexuality by being in Jharkhand, just by using internet, because she had the correct resources. It's okay if you do not belong to a woke city. It's fine to be who you are. Like this is a common saying, यार तू तो दिल्ली से, तू तो gay है. ये क्या है?
हाँ, वही तो यार, मतलब जगह से थोड़ी डिफाइन होता है कि what I am.
What they mean through that sentence is you are more exposed to this community, so you know better about them. So whoever is out and about, please educate, please tell people, share your stories. Dekho, I struggled with my sexuality for 12 years. And even today I feel very sad that I could have come out faster. I could have created an impact faster. But it's fine na. Tab nahi hua to ab kar lete hain. And for
Sooner the
people,
better.
exactly. And for people who are, closeted, number one, you're not alone. Yeah, you will face some problems. I lost friends. I didn't want to say these things. I have lost friends. I have lost, there have been many persons who have been like, I am unfollowing you or I am cutting ties with you because you are bisexual. Okay. And it didn't make me feel कि मतलब कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. But today I don't care,
You have better people in your life right now.
Exactly. Today it doesn't matter to me what they said. So anyone who's closeted, see, you might be closeted for a number of reasons. Society again boils down to society. You're not alone, and try to find your little corner and celebrate pride with them. Celebrate your pride with them.
That is so sweet.
And
And yeah, the
धीरे-धीरे वो जो
people-
छोटा सा कॉर्नर है वो बड़ा
बढ़ेगा,
होता
वो
जाएगा.
होगा.
बड़े होते जाएगा. Bubble अपने आप extend करता है. And the thing that you said that about people who often tend to, change their behavior on knowing the reality, or even parents who just retract their umbrella of love on knowing the sexuality of their children. Like for those people, it is more like people who genuinely care for them, they will stay with them no matter what. And they will understand that it is just a part of their personality. It doesn't define them as whole.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
And I've been very grateful to have a family which still accepts me for the way I am. मतलब पागल जैसे सच के अगर घूम रही है तो it's fine. वो वैसी है. So I have been very grateful. Many people are not that, I'm lucky to have such a family. And for them, I guess the only thing is it will be better. It will be better very soon. Until then, maybe talk to someone like me or talk to someone who can help you, celebrate your difference in a special way. Sorry to digress, but I dated a guy who was pansexual. Okay. And he was like, I will never come out. I'm like, why? He's like, because I'm the macho man.
I mean, he would still be the macho man even if he come out, right?
See, that is what. No, he doesn't know. Pansexual guys can also be macho. Why can't be a macho man? So why is this happening? Because he has not seen the representation. He hasn't seen people.
Yes. Most of the people.
The current male lead for Bridgerton.
I've seen that guy. Yeah.
He's gay. But girls are also thirsting after him. Because being gay is just a part of his personality.
More people had to get educated around these.
I can't stress
and
enough.
Even if we are moving as a community towards a greater end, but still rural India जो है उसमें अभी बहुत पीछे चल रहा है.
I came up with a solution for this.
That's nice.
In fact, I should start with a story. So basically, do you know about Bhagirath?
No.
Yeah, I have heard about the story, mythological story behind it.
Yeah, so basically, Ganga was not. I'm going really religious because you see, we are queer sisters. We talk a lot about this shit. So basically, Ganga was not according to mythology, Ganga was not a part of the Indian peninsula. Okay? This guy called Bhagirath brought Ganga, and he created a passage for Ganga to enter into India. He had lesbian mothers. Okay, because
in Indian mythology.
Yes.
Oh.
Bhagirath had lesbian mothers. Okay, because these two I don't remember they were apsaras or princesses. My sister knows the story correctly, but so these people, they were not able to conceive. Okay, and they did क्या बोलते उसको तपस्या to Shiv, and Lord Shiv was like, guys, see, I can't create anything for you, make it work among yourselves. And so it's not very clear whether they conceived through another man and then brought it up as the child, or they adopted a child. But Bhagirath had lesbian mothers, and he got so much love from these mothers, he realized that only a woman can save India from drought, and so he brought Ganga.
Oh.
This also highlights a very important notion. Usually what most of the Indians say, that this homosexuality and this queer agendas are influenced from the West. But if we look into the pre-colonial time,
India was the first country to accept the queer community.
The queer community. So if we trace back the roots, we can see that it was quite ingrained in our society. And it's not like true.
India में religion sells. We all know. India में religion sells. So just market करो ना, अपने stories को market करो. इंसान accept करेगा. There is another
entrepreneurship part kicked in. I can see that.
Adrenaline rush.
नहीं, और एक है, like everyone knows about the story कि Hanuman jumped from India to Sri Lanka, right? I don't remember उसके जाते वक्त कि उसके आते वक्त. There is a scene which specifically talks about two men making love and Hanuman witnessing it.
Is it?
Yes.
Number one, लिखने का जरूरत क्या था? भी हो तो इसको इंसान क्यों नहीं जानते इसको?
वही हमको अभी पता चल रहा है कि यार ऐसा भी कुछ था अपने मिथोलॉजी में. मतलब इवन इफ आई सी मतलब जो अपने कार्टून्स होते हैं अराउंड दिस थिंग, वहां से कितना अच्छा इंस्टिल किया जा सकता था वहां से. यार देखो ऐसा हो रहा है. Even if not
for small children.
अरे वही ना, ये बच्ची को मैंने बताया तो क्या बोली, मेरे को तो कोई बताया ही नहीं.
हाँ, वहां से बता सकते हैं ना. मतलब आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन इन क्लास 4 और 5 ये छोटे छोटे वो हनुमान जी वाले शोज आते थे, कार्टून वाले, कितने प्यारे प्यारे. वहां से इंस्टिल करके यहाँ से बढ़ाया जा सकता था. मतलब आज के टाइम में बहुत सारे घरों में बहुत पीपल आर नॉट वेरी क्या बोलते हैं यार, उस टाइप के वो नहीं, हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि उतना ज्यादा फैसिलिटीज नहीं है, लेकिन दे अफोर्ड अ टीवी. और मोस्ट ऑफ देम बहुत सारे लोगों ने ये कार्टून या फिर ये मूवी देखा है. चलो सबके पास नहीं है, आई एग्री, लेकिन बहुत लोगों के पास है, और यहाँ से हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, राइट?
If not TV, they must have smartphones. स्मार्टफोन्स में तो फिर
See, I'm not telling कि जाके बोलो बच्चा लोग भी सबके साथ बैठ कर, नहीं, normalize it बाबा,
normalize it,
so that no one has to come out, no one has to tell. मतलब मेरे को अपने बायो में लिखना नहीं पड़ेगा कि देखो मैं ऐसी हूँ, मतलब फ्लैग यूज नहीं करना पड़ेगा. अरे है यार,
है बस है. Accept it the way it is.
Accept it the way it is. See, somehow we have accepted कि human beings can be fat, right? बहुत मुश्किल से, but still like the fat shaming, the body shaming, उसको हम लोग लाए हैं, उसको कम किए हैं ना, तो homophobia भी कम होगा. It will just take time and of course initiative. Like the video that I made for Pride Month talking about rainbow pride flag, ऐसा अगर 10 लोग और बनाएगा, just and if I as a person can impact 5 people, multiply that with 10. If even 50 people can know कि अच्छा रेनबो प्राइड क्यों है, हर कलर का मीनिंग क्या है, then I think we as a society we moved one step ahead.
Right.
Exactly.
You know how simple is that?
Yeah. एंड देखो
Exactly.
मैंने वीडियो बना दिया, तुम एज अ पर्सन शेयर कर दो, बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाएगी. तुमको तो वीडियो नहीं बनाना पड़ेगा, एक लड़की ने मेहनत कर दी, तुम आगे बढ़ाओ उसको. See, I'm not telling कि you know for marketing, नहीं. I want you to know.
Even if not for
General
marketing,
awareness.
I would like all my listeners to go to that video Rachita Di made. We would
Just
somehow link in the comments and either
Put the links in
description.
the description itself,
हाँ.
and then you guys can go through.
Yeah, exactly. कि what is rainbow? Why is pride? उसको pride ही क्यों बोलते हैं?
Exactly.
Deeper.
आदि जैसे
So-
छोटे छोटे बेबी स्टेप्स हर एक इंडिविजुअल ले सकते हैं. डू यू थिंक कि अपने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप ये जो साइड है ऑफ इंडिया, जो बिजनेस साइड है, जो यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स स्टार्टअप ला रहे हैं, उसमें कुछ ऐसे इनिशिएटिव्स हैं जिसके बारे में अभी शायद हमें ना पता हो, लेकिन दे आर वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स यू नो दिस थिंग.
See,
Do you have
honestly, I cannot comment on what other companies do, right? For example, I personally work for a company and I am also trying to build a company of my own, correct? The company I work for is very, 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 you know, a masculine wala company. They don't care about pride at all, correct? But similarly, I am working for my company. I try to hire queer people. I try to hire people who, you know, who are creatively liberated. So but then again, I'm not saying कि only if you are queer you will be hired. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. If you are hired and if you are a queer, you get, you know, I feel happy.
a little edge?
Exactly, I get a little edge. So I don't think any company is doing this as a, you know, कि नहीं सिर्फ queer communities के लिए काम करेंगे, ऐसा किसी कंपनी में नहीं होता है. 1 month के लिए they turn their logo rainbow, 1 month जैसे खत्म हुआ, लोगो भी गया, वो this is normal, ठीक है.
बस जुलाई को ही चेंज हो जाएगा.
हाँ, वो जुलाई को ही चेंज हो गया, not a huge deal. I to say this, if you have the balls, then keep the rainbow pride for the entire year. Then I'll say you are a different company. Like, you understand now why people make in the artist community, everyone makes pride themed artworks during June. तो हम like हिम्मत है तो हर महीने में एक बनाना.
Let's normalize it. हाँ.
Normalize it. It's not something different. वही it again boils down to being queer is just a part of your personality. It's not your personality as a whole.
Exactly.
And also sex. Sex is not a taboo topic. Sex is not a taboo topic. I think, you know, the word bisexual, तो bisexual में sex आ जाता है ना, कुछ गंदा होगा. नहीं.
Recurring notion in the minds of people.
छोटा चीज है. You just need to change.
अच्छा दी, since we are on the topic of changes, मतलब और जैसे हमने बात करा कि रिप्रेजेंटेशन अभी अच्छा नहीं है, तो हम लोग आजकल क्या मतलब हमेशा से देखते आ रहे हैं कि मोस्टली इन इंडियन मूवीज जो रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ LGBTQIA+ कम्युनिटी है, दैट हैज नॉट बीन वेरी ग्रेट. You know, some gay people have been shown particularly in some attire or some haircuts or some way, या फिर और जैसा you know क्या बोलते हैं prejudiced होता है. तो what do you think? What are your suggestions?
Subject of mockery usually. They're just an object for mockery.
Right. तो उस टाइम पे उस मूवीज के लिए या फिर इंडियन मूवीज के लिए आपका क्या सजेशन रहेगा कि how should this be portrayed? How better can the
portrayals can be?
हाँ.
See, it again boils down to लाइक अगर मैं इंसान हूँ, मेरा लाइफ दिखाओ, साइड में ऐड कर दो, पता है ये मैं एक लड़की को डेट कर रही है. What Indian movies do or Indian any Indian show, what they do is, नहीं वो ना लड़की से प्यार करती है, उसके बाद सब कुछ दिखा रहे हो आप.
मतलब everything boils down to basis on that.
Yeah.
कि यार प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं बिकॉज किसी तरह ये उससे रिलेटेड है.
नहीं देर देखो, व्हेन इफ यू आर इनटू स्टोरी बोर्डिंग, मतलब स्टोरी क्रिएशन ना, तो स्टोरी क्रिएशन में यू क्रिएट प्लॉट्स एंड देन यू डिसाइड कि ये मेरा मेन प्लॉट होगा, इसके अराउंड ये सब प्लॉट्स खेले जाएंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ अ स्टोरी इज मेड ऑन मी, आई एम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, ठीक है, मेक दैट एज द मेन प्लॉट, बाकी सबको साइड में रखो ना. बट करेंट सिचुएशंस क्या है मूवीज के साथ, नहीं ये ना बाइसेक्सुअल है, साइड में सारा प्लॉट्स आ रहा है. द मोमेंट यू चेंज द फोकस ना, एवरीथिंग विल फॉल इन प्लेस.
राइट.
I have a follow-up question. When we watch like Netflix series, for instance, or movies like Love, Simon, Euphoria, Elite, so we usually see the portrayals as very bold, very evocative. And there are some movies and even Schitt's Creek also. So even there are some movies and television series that shows the negative side or the reality of the community. So what do you think about it? Like is it like a pipe dream if someone is fantasizing such kind, even if we take the reference of pop culture or everything? So what is your take on it? Yeah,
that's a so there's this guy, ठीक है, we were flirting. I flirt a lot, ठीक है, that is my personal preference. But then
I remember, मतलब जब मैं आपको अप्रिशिएट कर रहा था, you also charged me कि यार तुम मेरे से फ्लर्ट कर रहे हो.
I'm a lot into flirting. Because again, in Indian culture, saying, giving out compliments मतलब flirting है. Many people have told me कि ऐसे flirt मत किया करो when I was just appreciating something about them. ठीक है. मेरे को तो ऐसा लगता है इंडियन सोसाइटी को फ्लर्टिंग भी सिखाना पड़ेगा. फ्लर्टिंग ये होता है, ठीक है, ये इसको कॉम्प्लीमेंट देना बोलते हैं, ठीक है. तो बेसिकली we were flirting, we were not complimenting each other, and he said I would love to have a bisexual girlfriend. Okay.
Okay. But why?
That's it. He wanted to have a bisexual girlfriend. He's like, you the person, it's not important. The bisexuality is more important.
Weird kink.
क्यों भाई, मतलब लोग बदल थोड़ी जाएंगे.
हाँ, exactly. So no one talks about this. Have you ever heard someone talk about this? No one talks about this because, okay, I'll give you an example. तुम जब बच्चे को अचार खिलाना सिखा रहे हो, तुम उसको एक बार में बोल दे दोगे कि धीरे धीरे यू विल इंट्रोड्यूस, धीरे धीरे इंट्रोड्यूस ना, एक पीस, 2 पीस, दैट इज हाउ यू विल इंट्रोड्यूस. नो, हम लोग का इंडियन सोसाइटी जिस सिचुएशन में है ना, हम लोग को वो पीसेस वाला फेस चल रहा है हम लोग का. when the society is ready to accept the bowl ना, तब you can talk about the negative sides. Did I make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
इंसान अभी 2 लड़की को हाथ पकड़ने में, अरे यार क्या कर रही है, गंदा गंदा काम कर रही है, ये ही उन लोग को एक्सेप्ट नहीं हो रहा है. तो तुम आगे का कैसे बोलोगे कि लेस्बियन रिलेशनशिप इन द पीसेस वाला स्टेज, राइट? द मोमेंट यू present the entire bowl, only then you can talk about the negative aspects. So it's not actually their mistake. Also fetishization, right? Humans are horny. You can't do anything about it. So many people will still be like, queer people are always horny. They will boil down that to that. So you really can't do anything about it. Again, as a society, we need to grow, and that can only happen if everyone works together.
बेबी स्टेप्स लेके हम लोग
Baby
चलते
steps.
जा रहे हैं.
हाँ.
ऑल्सो दी आजकल के टाइम में मीडिया का इन्फ्लुएंस काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. लाइक यू नो, जो हम अपने आसपास देखते हैं कि घरों में टीवी चैनल्स चलते रहते हैं, न्यूज़ चैनल्स, और तो उसमें व्हाट डू यू एक्सपेक्ट लाइक इंडियन मीडिया टू डू फॉर दिस कॉज?
You know, Indian media can do something like this. This is the queer icon for the day. They have done so much for the queer community. We all have watched Bohemian Rhapsody, right? But did we watch it because Freddie Mercury was a bisexual human being? No, we watched it because he was one of the greatest performers of all time. It's one of my comfort movies. I go back to it again and again. ठीक है, क्योंकि I like how he never let his sexuality define himself. He died of AIDS, ठीक है, which was once called the disease of the gay. So the movie could have easily been made about how Freddie Mercury is a bisexual, and then how it affected his. No, but the movie was all about how, as a creative performer, he liberated himself. How even today he is immortal. Change of perspective.
Exactly. And as we are talking about art and music, so like, you are invested in art professionally, and you must understand the importance and the overall impact of art for various forms. So how do you think art can help spreading the awareness about LGBTQIA+ community?
It's how should I say this? It's very echo, right? It's very okay, I'll say it like this. The account that I have, which has like a lot of followers, many of them are impressionable kids, who are just 13 or 14 years old, right? So give them artworks where you're not showing just a boy and boy holding hands. You're not showing boy and girl holding hands. You're showing everyone holding hands. Pictorial. Okay, as human beings, we hold, like, our brain holds visual knowledge jaldi. So share works which celebrate pride, not only during the Pride month, but throughout the year. ठीक है, मतलब I started, मतलब कैसे I said, people did not know कि pride का मतलब सिर्फ हाथ पकड़ना नहीं होता. People thought pride मतलब जिसका मर्जी हाथ पकड़ लो, हाँ, and you will be accepted. It's not that. You need to go one step beyond. You need to show people, I really like saying this, कि दिखाओ ना दो लड़की एक दूसरे के ऊपर, मतलब how couples embrace each other, like hetero couples, homo couples also embrace each other. There are many YouTube channels, right? When they show people being in love, they literally show people being in love. Ladka, ladki, 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 ladka, ladka, gender queer. See, there are a lot of terms. They are not easy to understand. I agree. तो क्या है यार, मेरे को पता है, मैं समझाती हूँ ना किसी को, तू आ मेरे पास, मैं 15 मिनट तेरे को लेक्चर दूंगी, लेकिन तू कुछ तो सीख. बट क्या विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, शो पीपल कि देखो ऐसे होता है. जैसे आई मेड अ पेंटिंग yesterday ओनली यूजिंग पैनसेक्सुअल का कलर्स, ठीक है, बस इतना ही काफी है. उसको बताओ लोगों कि देखो, दिस इज पैनसेक्सुअल यूज दिस कलर्स. पैनसेक्सुअल का मतलब क्या होता है, व्हाई आर दे पैनसेक्सुअल. उनका हार्ट कितना बड़ा है कि वो किसी को भी प्यार कर सकते हैं, उनको जेंडर का फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. We need to change the narrative. We need to change the perspective, basically.
Someday we'll be.
Like there is another question that comes to my mind. Usually people often take, find themselves quite perplexed when we talk about pronouns. So, and this concept I think is something that we should address. So, can you please impart your wisdom on pronouns and why it is important, not just for a queer individual, but for everyone to be acquainted with?
See, as a queer individual, pronouns are important because, how should I say this? See, personally, I cannot explain why it is important for me, because for me it is, as long as I am being heard, I am being seen, it's enough for me. But then say I have transitioned from a girl to a boy, okay, and you're still calling me by she or her, then though it hurts, na. And for example, I am out and I have told people that my pronouns are she and they, okay, and you're still using she and her, okay, it will hurt me, no. क्योंकि मैं, it's like saying कि मेरा नाम रचिता है, but you're continuously calling me say पूजा और प्रिया. Phew, I have told you, na, my name is Rachita. Why are you misspelling? Why are you using something else to call me? In trans community, there is something called the dead name, right? You're not supposed to call someone by their dead name.
Dead name.
If you can do that, why can't you do that for pronouns as well? And English is such a beautiful language. We can always use the pronoun they for anyone. Anyone is a they, because मेरे को नहीं पता वो क्या pronouns use करता है. See, what I do is, ठीक है, कि when I am talking to someone, I will be like कि what are your pronouns? I don't do that. ठीक है? Instead I say I am Rachita, I call by the pronouns she, they. Human beings have this tendency to mirror the person you are seeing in front of you. उसको घंटा पता है pronouns के बारे में, पता है क्या बोलेगा? My name is this and this, I go by the pronouns this and this, क्योंकि सामने वाले ने किया. Normalization. Human psychology. Humans तो एक थे, इसको जो बोलोगे वही मान लेगा. हाँ, but इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि तुम उसको बोलोगे कि you're supposed to stop loving people who do not belong to the opposite gender, तो वो मान लेगा. वो नहीं मान सकता. Get it?
My next question is how far we have come as a society and how far we still have to go in this fight against the discrimination.
See, it's a long procedure. It's a long procedure. Do you know, everyone knows about the swimmer Tom Daley, right?
Yes.
He is he's an icon. Yeah. He's an icon. People, he has normalized queerness to an extent, and we need to reach that level of normalization. If you have watched Schitt's Creek, there is a scene where his father says this, "Arey, pata hai, my son is a pansexual." He just says it, ठीक है? उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ऐसे बोलते हैं, अरे मेरा बेटा ना पैनसेक्सुअल है यार, पता नहीं क्या करेगा, पता नहीं किसी से शादी करेगा कि नहीं. There the concern was कि मेरा बेटा किसी से शादी करेगा कि नहीं, ये मेरा concern है. We need to reach that level of normalization. उसका partner does not matter. हाँ, see, as human beings, we can only reproduce when there is a man and a girl, right? Like man and a woman. Only then we can reproduce. And I understand that. But then, if you are not feeling comfortable, you shouldn't just, be in a relationship just for the sake of reproduction, because there are many orphans also nowadays,
Yes.
So,
yes,
as a society, we need to accept that you can love anyone you can, and not love, man. You can be in a partnership with anyone you want. That's it.
and the since you have been a alumni of BIT, so I wanted to ask you, like, what do you expect from the institutions to bring reform in support of queer community, like especially the colleges and institutes?
See, once again, say if I had entered college and I had seen that a queer club existed, I would have immediately joined it. Because even then I was confused, and maybe being around people who are comfortable with their sexuality would make me comfortable. So I think the biggest thing that any college can do, the biggest step they can take is open a club. Easiest.
Just so you know, we have this queer collective community in BIT Mesra, and they support and the queer community just to give them elevation and the upper hand that they truly deserve. So what do you want to say to the queer community or the queer club of BIT Mesra?
When are we having the Pride Parade? Also, why didn't
that could be a topic of discussion.
Also, why wasn't the IC decorated with pride flags for the entire month of June? Also, why aren't you people being fabulous and wearing makeup to classes? Also, like, I can go on and on. Because I feel, like, think about it, any person who is creative has a little bit of queerness in them. Okay? You can be creative only when your brain doesn't have boundaries. This is very important. Only when you can accept ki acha, I can love anyone, acha, I can have sex with anyone, only then you can break all barriers and start creating to another level. It's very true. I'm not saying that all creatives are queer. No. What I'm saying is, if you are creative, you have an element of queerness in you because your brain doesn't have boundaries. You are not in a box. Right?
Queerness is not something, an element कि यार ये लो तुम्हारे पास pen है. That is the ink, some part of ink. वैसा जा सकता है.
Yes. So for any community, I can only say this much ki since we have not reached a society where everything is normalized, you are not doing enough. I feel I'm not doing enough. I should have been coming out with videos. I should have been making posters. I should have been doing all that. I'm not doing enough.
Right. I mean, given the situations, जैसे आपने मुझे बताया था कि you are a very busy person, you have a day job, उसके बाद आपका startup है, उसके बाद फिर आप videos बनाते हो. तो I think personally, जितना मैंने आपको जाना है कि you are doing enough what you can do.
See, and exactly. You think that, but as a person, I don't think that. क्योंकि I feel I could have, blog post निकल सकता था, या फिर सबको poster जा सकता था कि ये होता है. I feel I'm not doing enough. If every queer person starts feeling this, it will not be late since everything becomes normalized.
Exactly. Because I feel like this particular notion that I am not doing enough instills a sense of, that passion and dedication that I still have to go a long way. So this is something that every one of us should ignite in ourselves and constantly strive for better and good things that comes our way.
We have some submissions from people that
I'm very excited about that.
I think this is some explicit question, so you can choose not to answer them and move past them.
Okay.
I can send you a text on WhatsApp but before
ask. Fine.
Okay. ठीक है, तो ये question थोड़ा लंबा है. Question है, why is sexual validation so necessary for LGBT people when clearly its pursuit has shown to have dangerous psychological consequences such as porn addiction, sociopathic behavior, and insatiable desire to get laid down etc.
See.
एक ये क्वेश्चन है और हाँ इसके adjoined एक और क्वेश्चन है,
बोलो
ठीक है.
बोलो.
Also, why do you feel the need of crippling the functioning of one's own body in this pursuit, since hormonal therapy, transitioning, etc., has effects on the overall metabolism, reproductive health, and carries an increased risk of cancer? If your new body would be at higher risk, wouldn't using hormonal therapy or transitioning to counterproductive in the sense that you yourself would be under immense mental pressure if and when the associated risks materialize?
It's a very good question, to be honest, but it also shows the lack of education this particular person has. Okay? My sister is preparing for medical. Okay. Also, my best friend is a doctor. She is currently pursuing medical. In 3 months or so, she will be actually called doctor so and so. So we have had this conversation, and the only answer to this is, if you know, okay, मेरे को पता है कि मेरे को eggs पसंद है, ठीक है? I'm like bringing it down to food because I think that is the easiest for people to understand. That's not food. मेरे को coffee पसंद है, ठीक है? And I know for health reasons, and I know for health reasons I cannot drink coffee, but I just cannot give it up, okay? Because I really like the taste. Your brain will come up with solutions so that you can have the same satisfaction of having coffee without having the bad effects of it. That is how we came up with decaf. Necessity is the mother of invention, correct?
Indeed.
Similarly,
and that's the perfect explanation.
Exactly. So similarly, if I know I am a girl right now, but I don't like the body I have been born with, it is constantly putting me into a space where I just don't like myself, and probably dying will be an easier option. Isn't it better to, transition and accept my truth? And once again, I understand biologically human beings have the right to reproduce, because that is their only goal. But why do you need more children? I don't know if this sounds wrong or not, but why do you need more children when there are already kids without any parents? We all know about modern family, right? They adopt a child. The gay couple, right? Cam and Mitch, they adopt a child. Imagine a society where children are without parents. For example, there is a lot wrong with this society, right? And you are telling me to bring a child just for the sake of reproduction in this bad society. Wouldn't it be better if I adopt a child and give them a safer space to grow up in?
Exactly.
So what that person is saying, I understand what you're saying, but then at the end of the day, my truth is more important to me, and my mental health is more important to me. I understand that you're saying that physically this is not correct, but what if every single day is a chore for me because I'm not happy with the person I am?
That's the perfect way to sum it up.
I think this was only the answer to the second part of question. Should I read the first part again?
No. See, what was the first part? Why do you, the sexual validation, right? Okay, let me bring science because this person seems like a science person. The need for sex is brought down to the need of food and water. Like there is a pyramid of needs, okay? And ekdam niche ke layer mein you have food, water, pooping, peeing, sex. Human beings don't need sex to exist. Human beings don't need sexual validation to exist. It's one of their needs. This also shows the lack of sex ed we have in India. It's that simple. And we are not coming out because we need sexual validation. We are coming out because in our society, it's still frowned upon when you say, yaar, wo ladi. If you are a girl and you say, ki, yaar, she's hot. And you mean hot because you're attracted to her. I think that answers the question.
Exactly.
Just I would like to add the name of that जो आपने pyramid बताया, that is called Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Maslow's hierarchy of need.
Okay.
So
अच्छा
Mohit,
जी,
you have
एक
any
और,
further questions?
one more question I have, but this is not really related to our theme of this talk.
Okay.
This is more related to startups and fundings, right?
Then tell that person to contact me.
Okay,
That
sure.
would be better.
उसको अलग से कांटेक्ट करना बोलना और बोला
maybe I think
come to the end of our podcast. I would like to thank Rachita Di for her valuable time and all the wisdom she has imparted. Just a very last question. Di, what is your definition of pride?
Okay, as a person, I love English a lot, okay? So pride means what? हिंदी में what do you say? मेरे को गर्व है, right? मेरे को गर्व है कि मैं ऐसी हूँ. That's it. Pride
That's
means
the best way
pride
to
for
put
me.
it.
Pride means pride for me. I'm very proud. I don't say this a lot, but I'm very proud of myself for the way I am today. I'm very proud, because if I look back 10 years ago, I was very sad, man. I was thinking something is wrong with me. And today I am here doing an interview
A transition.
about pride. Oh my God. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself that I did not hide. And I think at the end of the day, that is what matters now.
Exactly.
I am proud to be who I am, and that is why I chose to come out. If you are an ICSE student, you must have read The Merchant of Venice. And usme ek scene hai where Shylock asks for that pound of flesh, and everyone, like the judge asks Shylock, why the fuck do you need 1 pound of flesh? It does not even mean anything. And he says, I want it. No, it's my choice. Similarly, मैं हूँ ऐसा.
Enters the chat.
मैं हूँ ऐसा. It's my choice. Not it's my choice. This is what makes me happy.
Exactly.
If you cannot accept it, fuck off.
Exactly. Like we all are not a part of rainbow. We together make the rainbow.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. We just need to celebrate the queerness around and just embrace the beauty within.
Yeah.
That's all we need to do.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Di, for this interactive conversation. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, guys. And thank you very much for doing this. Like, I cannot stop thanking 𝒕𝒓𝒅 because 𝒕𝒓𝒅 is very dear to me as well. And I thank you very much for doing this. Thank you very much for taking the initiative to talk about this, and thank you for considering me. I'm puny. Thank you.
Feelings are always mutual.
Thank you very much, because again, you made my 12-year-old feel happy, bro. You did it, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very
you did
much.
it.
Thank you very
we
much.
are actually humbled to know that even somewhere in far distant lands, अगर कोई एक 12-year-old ये चीज सुन रहा होगा या सुन रही होगी, that would make us, that would add a star to our cape.
Even if one person gets the strength, our job is done.
Exactly. Our purpose is served.
Thank you very much.
Also, I would like to thank all the listeners of this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for listening it till here. All this conversation we had. all this amazing conversation we had.
Mhm.
And I would like to part away with one thought, food for thought. What most people ask of you is not to join and fight with them, but to have an empathetic ear and see them fight.
Exactly.
This is a very nice quote. Who said that, man?
I don't know. I just made it up.
It's beautiful. You made it up? Okay, so this quote by Mohit.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, thank you very much. Thank you for your time as well.
Thank you, Dee.